Rise and shine, it's espresso time. Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and successful people do not wake up and go, yes, today is gonna be amazing. The only difference is they have a morning routine that sets them up for success. So let's start your day off right together, grab your coffee, and in honor of the recent one-on-one I did with Mel Robbins, get ready for a shot of espresso from our vault with Mel Robbins.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso, keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
The one person that is diminishing your ability to make these dreams a reality is you. Because when you state your dream, this is what happens. You state it, and then all of a sudden you're present to how far away you are from it. And when you see the distance between where you are and where you want to go, the direction that your dream requires you to walk in, you're going to get present to the gap. And that scares us. That's where fear comes into play, and you start to think of all the reasons why you don't deserve it. You start to think of all the reasons why you can't do it. All that you have to do in order to start to pursue your dreams is take small actions every day that align your life in that direction. So what does that mean if you want to play guitar professionally? It means that you start playing guitar more. It means that you sign up for open mic nights. It means that you go back to class if that's something that interests you. You see, your dreams will happen either because of you or in spite of you. They don't happen because of other people. They happen because of you and what you do. The second you have the bravery to state that dream, now are you going to create it, or are you going to diminish it in your mind?
The secret to getting everything that you want out of life is to think big and act small. Think big. Have a huge dream. Create a vision for yourself that excites you, that you want to make happen. And then act small. Don't let the big dream be so big that it becomes so scary and you never start. Find the smallest possible way to just get started. Think big, act small. Otherwise, your dreams will stay exactly that. I recently had a guy pop into my Instagram live who was a fitness coach, and he's building his success up and doing one-on-one training, fitness, and helping people get results. And he said, Evan, how do I go bigger? How do I build my brand? How do I get people to know me outside of just my pocket, my community? I said, well, you have to create content. You got to be a thought leader. You got to be an expert. I got to see you doing what you're doing. How often are you making videos? I said, well, I don't know, making them once a week. Okay, great. Dude, how often do you go to the gym? How often do you work out? How often do you care about your nutrition? I said, well, every day. Like, you have to take the same approach to your business, to making content, to being a thought leader. I said, are you in shape? And at the time he's shirtless, and then he said, yeah, I'm in shape. And he pans down and you see his abs, and then back to his face. He's got this smile on his face. It's like, I love it, man. You've put that into your daily routine. You're working out and eating right as part of your daily routine. He said, yeah, but it's so hard to go off and make videos every day. What are your clients saying to you about working out and eating properly that it's so hard? Dude, it's the same excuses. You've already figured this out in one area of your life. The problem is you're not being consistent in the other areas. That if you want to blow up and be a thought leader and get a lot of traction, attention, and views, you need to get good at the thing. You don't become great at anything doing it once a week. If you believe that you have Michael Jordan level talent at something, Michael Jordan wasn't practicing basketball once a week. You just will never get great at it. You have all of this untapped potential, all of this ability to go off and make a huge impact, but we never see it because you're doing it once a week. You just will never get good at it. You'll never get good enough at the thing if you're only doing it once a week. So he says, what do I do? Great, you put it into your routine. You already know how to do this. You just have done it for something else. All of you, you've already been consistent on something. Now make this next business goal part of your daily routine. It's thinking big and acting small. Most people think big and have this big vision of where they could go. It's amazing. I believe in your vision. I love you. I want to see you go off and crush that huge goal. I think you can do it. But then show me in your calendar where you take any action. Because most people are spending too much time just thinking, planning. You got to actually get going and doing it. Daily, consistent, small action. One video for my friend who's running his gym now, one video is not going to do anything. One video, one small act is not going to do anything. It's the accumulation of the daily videos that are coming out, the daily content, the daily improvements. That's where you start to build momentum. The biggest thing that's missing from most of your ideas is momentum, because you're thinking big, but you're not acting small. So how do you get started? How do you build momentum? I'm gonna give you a 3-step process that I think will help. Step number 1 is apply the 2% difference. The 2% difference means as soon as you get a goal in mind, most things that we wanna do, most people, what we do is we think of planning. That's step number 1 for most people is planning. No, don't plan. Your first step after you come up with an idea is to act. Planning is important, it's just not your first step. Most people will plan their way to 100%, right? Plan to how I'm gonna accomplish my goal. And then they wake up tomorrow, they've lost the boldness, they lost the confidence, and they say, I'm not gonna do that. I can't do that. And there's no momentum, and then the dream dies on the table. The first step is momentum. The first step is action. The first step is figuring out the first 2%. That's it, 2%. Don't plan to 100%, instead act on the first 2%. Why is it so important? Because when you're feeling bold, when you're feeling confident, when you get that idea, it's flowing through you, right? You're in that energy zone. You wanna use that energy to build momentum. Using that best energy to go into planning and then you wake up tomorrow a different person, you've lost it all. Where if you use that energy into action, into momentum, then tomorrow you're gonna wake up and see, oh, I've already built some momentum. It's easier to keep the ball rolling. The hardest step is the first one. So push, build that first step when you're feeling the energy. So as soon as you get your next idea, apply the 2% difference, your first step is to act. Step number 2 is think about your big why and little why. I'm a big believer that you have a big mission, a big vision, a big thing that you're trying to accomplish, and it's inspiring. Why do you do the work that you do? Because you're trying to make the world a better place. That's what we as entrepreneurs want to do. That mission is inspiring, it's amazing, it gets you up out of bed. But sometimes it's too big. Sometimes you think, well, who am I to go off and do that? Sometimes you think, well, other people should do that who have more money and more funding and more skills and more knowledge and more resources. I can't, who am I? I can't do that. And so on some days, the big why is actually too big. When you're trying to motivate yourself to get going and take action, the big why might be the greatest thing of all time, but sometimes it's too big. That's where you need the little why. Big why and the little why. When the big why seems too big, you use the little why. What's the little why? The little why is the small daily little comments that you get, the little pieces of feedback that you get. For me, the little why is people who read my book. I'm trying to find a copy. People who read my book. And then they message me. For people who leave comments on my YouTube channel, like you guys, who comment down below, we read them. For people who DM me on Instagram. That's the little why. It's knowing that the work that I do has an impact. Because a one-off comment doesn't mean a lot in the grand scheme of things, but I know that I hit one person. However many views this video gets, the people who comment are way less than the number of views, right? That's always the case. And sometimes the views don't make sense. I mean, the idea that I get a couple 100,000 views a day on my YouTube channel doesn't make sense. What does that even mean? I don't know. But seeing somebody comment to say, this video had a big impact on my life. Thanks to this video, I'm taking action in my business today. Like that's deep and meaningful. That's the little why. So find the little why version in your business. You may not think that you're capable of accomplishing some big thing every day, but knowing that you help one person can give you the motivation to get up and do it again tomorrow and again tomorrow and again tomorrow. Big why, little why. And step number 3 is expect to suck at the start. This is what really holds people back. You start something, you expect to be great at it, it doesn't work out, and then you quit. Why do you expect to be great at it? It's the first time you're doing it. From my buddy who called into the Instagram live show, who's shredded with his abs and is gonna make a video, his first video is gonna suck. Right? If it doesn't suck, he should have started years ago. His first video is going to suck. That's the best. And as kids, we know this. As kids, we try new things and we fail at everything. We get up, ha ha ha, laugh it off and keep going. But as adults, we try something new and then we fail and then we stop and we never do it again. Then you will never learn anything new, right? You're gonna be stuck inside your box the rest of your life. Expect to suck at the beginning. It's okay, it's normal. It doesn't mean you suck as a human. It just means you don't have the skill set yet. How do you get the skill set? You practice, you get better, you learn, you study, you put in the reps. And so whatever it is that you're trying to take on, yes, you've got this big goal, big ambitions, big dreams. I think you can get there, amazing. The first start is right now, today, what are you gonna do? And in that starting, expect nothing to happen. Expect just to suck everywhere. You're gonna make your first video, it's gonna be brutal. You're gonna write the first page of your book, you're gonna be embarrassed by it. You should be embarrassed by it, it's okay, it's great. The quality is gonna suck, the results will suck. But what you wanna tie your self-worth to is the effort, that you did it, that you got started. And if you do that every day, be proud of your effort every day, I guarantee you're gonna get results. Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, it's time for the good deed of the day. This is something new. I believe that you're built to serve, and it feels so good to do something nice for somebody else. So good deed of the day, put down in the comments, one thing that you need help with, that you're working on, that you'd love some support or guidance on. And then 2, go comment on somebody else's comment and give them some love, give them some support, give them some encouragement, maybe give them some connections, try to help them solve that problem. Even if it's saying, I believe in you. That one little bit of encouragement can be the difference between somebody quitting and continuing on. So the good deed of the day, in the comments below, write down one thing that you need help on, that you're struggling with, that you're working on. And then part 2 is go give love to somebody else in the comments too, and let them know that you believe in them as well.
I'm concerned because so many of us, and I'll include myself in there, sometimes we dip into this perpetual cycle of planning rather than doing. And I'm seeing it a lot in our community. I'm hearing about it, so I'm even experiencing it. I want to remind us all, a reminder to me, but also to you, that doing is what matters. Now, I want to explain, maybe I'll talk about a couple of points. One, I'm not suggesting that you do no planning. And what I am suggesting is that you do way less planning, because the planning is the thing that can act as a crutch. It's motion but no progress. You are whiteboarding, you're watching another TED Talk, or maybe watching another one of these videos. So I'm not trying to disincentivize you from engaging in content like this, unless it's actually keeping you from doing the thing that you want to do, or that you need to do, or that you're dreaming of, rather than just planning it. So that's kind of the first thing. The second thing that I wanted to share is that, well, what's the ratio of sort of like strategy to doing? And if you're not operating in this like 90% doing, 10% strategy world, you're doing it wrong. You really need to be all about execution, because great ideas, they don't matter. Great ideas are a dime a dozen. Ideas are cheap and abundant and mean nothing unless they're actualized. And all of the planning, like, you need to put things out in the world that people can see or feel or touch or interact with, because otherwise it's up here. And things that are up here, they're just not worth that much in the world of making and creating and trying to change and impact the world from that point of view. So, you need to be in that 90 to 10 ratio, 90% doing to 10% making.
One of the things I teach all my students who are learning closing from me, very simple. I teach them, a role play a day keeps poverty away, right? Every single day you invest at least 1 hour role playing and honing your skills. It's as that simple. It's an integration. It's not like, well, today I don't feel like I'm gonna role play, or maybe I'll do it tomorrow, and then you procrastinate and you don't do it for a week, and then guilt kicks in and say, oh, I know I should have done that, but I didn't do it. Now if I do it, it's kind of too late, and I look stupid in front of other people. It's all this BS in your mind, versus, hey, you know what, I'm gonna do an hour a day. An hour a day role play, period. That's it. There's no thinking. I don't want you to think about it. I don't want you to hesitate. I don't even want you to just integrate it into your life. Every single day, I'm going to do an hour of role play, period, if you want to improve your closing skill. You see, it takes all the decisions making out of your thought, all this BS in your mind, take that away and just do that.
If you want to see the one-on-one I did with Mel Robbins, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
I hate you, Evan. I hope you lose, Evan. I hope your business goes bankrupt, Evan. Evan, you're a terrible person. I spent the first 40 some years of my life trying to be somebody else.